It is start time. Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. So, got my RetroArch today, the 2X, and RetroTink, not RetroArch, RetroTink 2X today, finally, after a 6-month-long saga of having given 2 defective ones. And so I finally got one that works, and the secret is you have to jam in the power USB cable pretty hard. I mean, we're talking like harder than you normally ever would plug something in, to the point where you're wondering if you're going to break it. Because if it is not firmly seated in there, it will have pops and clicks and other problems. So I got it working really good with Super Nintendo and with the Sega Saturn. Those work just fine. Sega Genesis, however, is still over-modulating, popping and clicking. So I gotta check out my system, make sure like all the voltage is correct on it, or it's not having any type of problems. But we're gonna be doing Super Nintendo games tonight. Pardon me, on an actual Super Nintendo. Look at that lovely color bar. That's a thing of beauty. So if you have not seen the message yet, or if you're lurking, that's fine too. You can pick a game. I'm going to start off with one that I've been wanting to play for a little bit. Basically, just to get going and start it up. But if you're lurking in chat, if you want to pick a game, those are the games that I have for Super Nintendo. The only exception, like that I'm not going to be playing tonight, are Super Scope 6, because that's not going to work. Simply because I am hooked up through my Elgato, which is going into my computer, and you need to have a CRT television for that, and I don't have batteries in my Super Scope, and it's still in the box, so no Super Scope. But everything else there I have for Super Nintendo and Super Famicom is fully able to be played, no problem whatsoever. So let's get for game number 1 started. Classic Capcom intro sound inbound. Oh, the 90s were good for Capcom. Then they weren't anymore. Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse, which a lot of people get this game confused with Castle of Illusion. Because, like, I have a friend, Yellow Killer B, who was speedrunning for a while the Castle of Illusion on Sega Genesis. And I'm a mod in her chat, and people come in like, oh, I remember playing this on Super Nintendo. It's like, no, you didn't. It was impossible for you to play it because it didn't come out for that. This game is not too hard of a game, really, but it's a lot of fun. It's got great music, too. I love the music in this game. And of course, any type of adjustments need to be made for audio, please let me know. I will definitely do it. It's gotta be terrible to be in this world. So, animals are like anthropomorphic, they're humanoids. Except for Pluto, who is still a dog. But then you have Goofy, who I'm not sure what he is, because Pluto's a dog. People are like, Goofy's a dog. No, well, Pluto's a dog. Then what is Goofy? What is he? I think there's, yeah, I should have looked at the map. I think there's like 6 worlds or 6 stages, then the final level, so like 7. Grab on, normally, and ride them up. Like it popped right in the face by a bad guy. Fly, birdie, fly! Poop out your coin. And then we have stranger danger inside the house. See? Even Mickey said, like, I'm looking for my dog, Pluto. Oh yeah, he was captured by the evil ruler of this world, Emperor Pete. I, have, inner ear problems, so I couldn't help out. Sorry. Why do you keep waving at me? I'm right here. See, he's just standing waving at me. Don't attempt to rescue your dog, he's dead. Save yourself. Thank goodness he stopped waving at me. Oh, the slowdown. Now, yellow blocks do not come back, but red ones will. It's like unintentional speedrunner strats, go! I don't think you can dash in this game, like, but if you do get the downward momentum, then you just go taking off. Oh no, come back! I think we're at the boss right now? Yeah. Or he's like a sub-boss, so just gotta keep hitting him on the head. Bosses take a long time in this game. Like, usually 8 hits. That's 5, 6, 7, should be one more. Whoa, he cut short. Okay, so 7 just for him to change it up. Okay, well, like, wouldn't let me pick up there for a second. So something I have kind of noticed still is that the RetroArch is still adding a little bit of lag with the Elgato. I'm running this through OBS. If you run it through actually Elgato software itself, it's horrendous. Like right now, it's like I'm jumping and I'm hearing like the hop later. Okay, interesting. Guess he's not gonna do the hopping method anymore. So now I'm distracted because I'm focusing on the lag that happened. Yay, finally dead. Get out of here. So I wonder if monkeying with the settings will help fix this. That seems to have mostly fixed it, kind of switching back and through. Okay, so that's that. That's smoothing, and that's just like straight pass through, which it doesn't like. Okay, so if you encounter lag for whatever reason, which happens with, like I said, like Elgato software, it seems to be happening, just cycle through the inputs real quick. And when it runs back to component, which is what I'm running on right now, it'll just basically fix itself. Yeah, so now it's back to being just instantaneous, which is great. Like that, you can't swim and hold stuff, which is true to life. Excuse me. Leapfrog, literally. Not sure what the... Okay, it was like, oh, power-up star or something. What does this do? I don't remember this. They hurt you. Oh. Excuse me. Everyone in the neighborhood's been cutting the grass today. It's just been aggravating me. My allergies even more. It's the season for it. Oh, I traded blows. Nice. Oops. Now, was it intentional? Or just an opportunity for someone who might be lurking to pick a game? It's up to you. Pardon me. While I let that decide here, I'm going to get a drink real quick. Then I'm going to see what else I have. Give you a little, actually give you a little sneak peek of a game that I'm going to be playing. Not today, most likely. Because it's going to be a long, involved game, multi-part. So like when I go to play like retro and everything else, I'll probably be coming back to this maybe once or twice a week. Let me stop this game. Cycle that out. And this is a reproduction. This is like the only reproduction cart that I own. And the reason why I own it is because it's not a Super FX game. Pardon me, I have no problems with repros whatsoever, especially if people want to buy them, as long as they're clearly marked at the reproductions. Or you're going to a site that is just straight up like makes reproductions, I'm fine with that. But the problem I have is with the Super FX games, because those are very limited quantity, and you have to, like, in order to make like a Star Fox 2, you have to destroy a Yoshi's Island game or Doom, which is, and those are rare already. They're not like rare expensive, but I mean there's a finite quantity on those games. Versus taking something like NBA Live 97, which like no one really cares about. There's a billion copies of those. They sell online for like $1, and changing that into a game, that's I'm fine with. But you have to destroy another expensive game to make one. That's where I draw the line. But this is a reproduction because it's been translated. Yes, Super Nintendo games at the end of the system. It's actually loading right now, believe it or not. But actually had voice in it. You'd have voice samples multiple times throughout. This is a game called Tales of Phantasia. Mint! Opening song with lyrics. It's compressed to hell. I mean, it's got to fit on a Super Nintendo card, but these cards were huge. I mean, this one was like 6 megabytes. Which is like a 48 megabyte or megabit card, I think it was. You gotta wonder about it. But I don't know, this is still really impressive to me. I mean, they managed to get this onto a card. I mean, we're talking like, gosh, I think it was 95 this came out originally. Tales of Phantasia, SNES, or SFC I should type in. Yeah, this came out in 1995, which, I mean, Super Nintendo would still exist in Japan for another 3 years. And this was already a humongous cart size. Like this and Star Ocean were like 7 megabyte carts almost. They said they have a full intro with music, which takes up a lot of space when you consider the time, even though it's compressed to hell and back. But yeah, we'll do dry. Yep, exactly. PlayStation came out in 94. I think it may have launched in 95 in the States. But still, I mean, they were releasing Super Nintendo games in Japan. The last one just about was Rockman and Bass. Or Rockman and Forte, I should say. Well, that was like 1998. That was the exception. That was like one of the very last games to come out. But if you would like to see games tonight, pick a game. As long as it's not a Super Scope 6 game, should be fine. Okay, so something I've noticed with the Retro Tank is that you do have lag, like input at certain points. It's like the sound doesn't catch up to it, so it's really weird. It just seems to be an issue with Elgato that they're aware of. So what you do is just cycle through the inputs real quick. Like that, and it fixes the problem. Now it's instantaneous. Well, the question is, do I have it, Ronnie? You have to check the list. So I put up links in the chat there for my Super Nintendo and Famicom games. And then we go to the wonderful Mode 7 beginning. Ah, Super Bomberman. That's a good pick. Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head forever. You're an evil man, Ronnie. But I love it. Alright. We'll let this rock for a moment because I gotta get Bomberman out. Find it on the shelf, pull it down. You guys out of the way. Alright. Super Bomberman. Here it is, it's hiding. There we are. Alright, Tales of Phantasia, you're gonna get played on stream another day, just not now. Back into the case you go. Okay, put the Magical Quest back up there. And Nimix has subscribed to a black screen for 6 months. The man, the myth, the legend, the yo. The man who, with Easy Games, has just had the newest task put up, which is Bonkers on the Super Nintendo. And while I clean my cart real quick, because I haven't played this one in a while. Yeah, it's pretty cool, especially because, I mean, if you play the game, if you ever play Bonkers, you'll definitely realize that there's a lot of lag in that game. They did a lot of work to smooth it out there and get rid of a lot of that slowdown that happened. It makes for a pretty entertaining run. Alright. Yes, the stipulation is, though, I have to own it. That's the thing, Nimix, is that I have to own the game. Okay, cleaned out, dried out. There we go. I swear this game has super addictive music. Now, back in the day, my neighbor, my brother was friends with my neighbor, and he had Super Bomberman, and he had the multi-tap. So we brought over our controllers, and we would have 4-player Bomberman on the Super Nintendo, and that was amazing. Ooh, Blackthorne. Okay, I can do that next. Oh, T. Wallace, you're a evil, evil person. Nobody ever requests Shaq Fu. Why do I have it? I can't tell you. Maybe because I hate myself. I think it's kind of funny, like, people are like, Shaq Fu's not a bad game. It's like, yes it is. It is entirely a bad game. Well, that's a good question, because I know a speedrunner who actually plays Shaq Fu. Yeah, so Bomberman on this was a lot of fun, multiplayer. I have Saturn Bomberman, which got really crazy because if you have the, like, super rare, like the super rare multi-tap for it, you can actually do 8 people. The Super Bomberman fight. Alright, so now basically once you beat everybody here, you have to find the exit and not blow yourself up in the process. Well, I do love that juicy Shaq meat, as has been made a meme now by Red Letter Media. Pause! Alright, let's see, we got Blackthorne and Shaq Fu. Why? Because I love you guys. And then I play the game, then I'm gonna curse you all. Except for Blackthorne. Blackthorne's actually a lot of fun. So, got the Retro Tink. As you can tell, it is working. Sega Genesis is still a problem. It seems to be over-modulating the sound. Ah, crap. I was hoping that would still last. I forgot the old strategy. You can do... just become a walking death god. Ah, yes I could. Have I ever beat the ending player on Super Tennis? I don't think I did, because that just becomes incredibly cheap. Yeah, you can progress through world mode, you can keep all your saves and everything, and then you get to that guy and the computer's like, okay, he's going to move faster than anything else in the entire game, and good luck. Now, my brother and I were addicted to Super Tennis. Like, we played that game constantly. I remember with Balls 3D that it was like they had like super moves, but they didn't work because I think they forgot to program them in for the Super Nintendo version. But they did work on the 3DO, so... Oh, it registered that I touched them, okay. Come closer, little fuzzy bunny. It's Easter. Time for you to die. Why? Oh! It's a time of year where every kid wonders why the rabbit is laying eggs, because rabbits don't lay eggs. If a rabbit's laying eggs, that rabbit has huge problems. Take it to a vet! They're playing and hating Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures. Yes. Yes, indeed. I think I have it on Sega Genesis. I don't know. I think that playing Balls 3D would be less painful than doing that, but Shaq Fu is gonna be... that's gonna be a pain. Already I'm regretting this. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's right, those guys explode. I've played this game a lot. Not recently. Give me them roller skates. True, you did. Well, the thing is with Phantasia is that I made her do that. And also Batman Forever, so... I'm what you call a terrible friend. Oh, crap. Yes, and then I suggested Oolsblack play, like, learn to speedrun Phantasia, and I was thinking it was a joke. No, he did it. He had the world record for the longest time in that game, too. So I find it really interesting that the game, if you die, if you get a game over and like continue, it just puts you to the next level. It's not gonna do that for the boss fights, but crap. I just don't want these guys to get out. Oh, that stupid thing took the hit. Oh, Guardians of the Hood. A game so bad that like that MAME refused to even run it. Like I ran it in MAME and it would not, like none of the controls worked. You would set the controls for the game, it's like, nope, we're not taking any inputs you're putting in. You obviously need help. This is a cry for help. We have dialed out to local authorities for mental health. Yeah, beating Phantasia is an accomplishment, and then speedrunning the game, learning all the terrible mechanics in that game so you can go fast, that is insanity. Just looking for any type of power-ups, and they're probably not going to give me any. Sure, just bring up the fact that I have a modded Xbox with coin ops on it, Ronnie. I'm sure. Just bring it on up. Ooh, timer bombs. That's why they're awesome. I will sacrifice myself. Oh, that's right, he eats bombs. I have forgotten so much about this game. I'm just so used to, like, the multiplayer. Yep, Josh, or I should say, Executioner was nice enough to put it on there for me. Some version of coin ops, so now I can kick bombs to safety, or to my peril. Alright, so, hold on. So, for whatever reason, the RetroTink has a problem with Elgato software, so like, it gets delayed every once in a while. It's really bizarre. Hopefully it gets fixed up. Maybe it's just an Elgato update that needs to be done. But all you have to do to fix it is just cycle through your inputs real fast, and it's all back to normal. Yep, I actually have Samurai Shodown 5 on my actual Neo Geo that I can't play because it's in my garage taken apart. Really? I didn't know I had an additional story mode to it. I learned something today. Other than don't stand too close to the bomb. Bombs go boom. Bombs hurt. Don't be like bomb. I have Samurai Shodown Sen on my computer, which is like the 3D arcade fighter. I think they ported it to Xbox, Or the Xbox 360, I think. I actually have the arcade ROM downloaded. Nothing. Yeah, that game is just terrible. There's no saving that one. Oh, come on, tank. This is what makes it really hard when you only have, like, one bomb. There we go. Multi-bombs, okay. And then you walk into your own explosion. Good job. I am a pro player. Pro strats. And blow yourself up. Good job. Well, that's what everybody's hope is waiting for, you know, like, is the new Samurai Showdown good? You know, is it worth the investment? I know people are excited for it, but it's like, okay, it's like, from what I've seen, it's got all the crazy damage of 5. So, I mean, in 5, if you land the counter hit at just the right time, you can kill a person in 1 hit. They got really crazy. I think this is the boss? Yeah, 5 was, like, super broken. Now, what I don't get is they have, like, these compilations, like, okay, cool, we're gonna have Samurai Showdown in 6 games, so I'm thinking, oh, Samurai Showdown 1 through 6. Nope, we're gonna have 2 versions of 5 in there. We're gonna have 5 and then 5 special because nobody plays 5. It's like, what are you doing? Oh no, I DI'd. I am DIing. I've lost the ability to use vowels. There's stealth in Sekiro? Well, kind of. You kind of want to, you kind of don't want to. It depends entirely on the situation. What you definitely don't want to do is play it like Dark Souls, because that's just going to ruin your day. Okay, let's see. Look around for the games. Not there. Oh man, I haven't heard that multiplayer music in a long time. Multiplayer soundtrack. Alright. Yeah, Samurai Showdown like Sekiro? Not really. Kinda depends on which version of the game you're playing. Alright. I is not a vowel. That is just a bad rumor that got started by the Sesame Street Corporation. because they have their own problems. Sesame Street is pushing mental illness on the children. If you don't believe me, I'll go through the list while I clean these games and get them ready to play. For example, you have a Muppet that has an eating disorder called Cookie Monster. He is the only person I've ever seen, or Muppet, that can binge and purge at the exact same time. That takes skill. That is an amazing ability to both binge, eat, and vomit at the exact same time. Of course, then you also have a man who's got crippling OCD and vampirism. They call him the Count. Nobody helps him. They just count, like, let him count how many times. Hey, how's your prescription there? It's great. I got 1 pill, 2 pills, 3 pill I take. Then he just goes off and sucks some kid's blood to death. I'm sure that's great. You have a giant bird who is technically 40, 50 years old at this point. Long time living for a bird, I might add. But apparently he also has arrested development, and because he's got the mentality of a 4-year-old. And he has Snuffleupagus, a friend that for the longest time only he could see. So, interesting. Yeah. And you got literally a guy who's angry because he's living in trash, because, I mean, who else wouldn't be, as Dave Chappelle put it. You know, it's like, he did, like, a skit on, like, Sesame Street one time. He's, like, talking about Oscar the Grouch, and these kids like, man, Oscar, you're a grouch. Why are you so angry? He's like, bitch, I live in a trash can! It's like, yeah, that's a good reason. Alright, let me cycle through the inputs, then reset the input, delay. We should be good now, and... No, wrong input. Yeah, that's supposed to happen. No, I do not. What I do have is here. After this, like, I figure, okay, we'll get Shaq Fu out of the way, because that's going to be fast, easy. Yep, well, Blackthorne's going to take a lot of time to get through, because I can play that game forever. So I figured, like, well, we'll do Shaq Fu real quick first. Let's see, what are my moves? Why is this reading? Okay, wow, okay, so controller 2 reads as well. So kick, fast punch, hard. Okay, so punches on top there on the bottom. Move boost. Because basically watching me stare into oblivion is not that entertaining. That's my personal theory on it. I'm just sitting here like slack-jawed looking at the screen going, yeah, I'm playing a game. That and, like, I'd have to clean my room, and I have a fat face, and... Alright, well, you're playing Shaq Fu. You lose whenever you play anything, so you might as well go with Shaq himself. Please, Shaq Fu, tell us about your amazing story. There is no amazing story, because I didn't pick story mode. Now, the problem with Shaq Fu is that it's not really that bad of a system, other than the moves, really. I mean, it's hard to pull out special moves, but the problem is you have such big animations, and you're committed to them every single time. There's, like, no animation cancel. Well, that too. I mean, you know, I do live in a basement. Also, the timer in this game is really weird. No, see, the thing is, you never fart or flatulate or pass gas on an elevator, because you don't do that. It's everybody else who does it. You never take the blame. You never take the blame for it. Somebody else did this, not you. Never admit the fault there. It's always somebody else's. Even if you're just by yourself and somebody walks in, they clearly did it. If they walked into the funk that you've already let out there, they clearly did it before and dragged it in with them. That's just rude. I can't believe those people. What if the elevator's in your house? Well, that's even worse because you have rude house guests. Oh, he's got the Fury. And I have, like, no special moves. I do not have a manual for this. Oh, good. Another battle. That's just what I wanted. So, by the way, the flaming fist here on the ground, that's just a normal move. Oh, this game is so painful. Why do I own it? Oh yeah, just because I had to have it in my collection, because it's Shaq Fu. I hear running this and just being so disappointed, like, oh my god, this game is terrible. Because this game, like, this balls were hyped up. Same thing, like, not as bad as Rise of the Robots, which I don't own for some reason. I need to correct that someday. But, I mean, those games were hyped up to hell and back. I tried to skip it, it wouldn't let me. Restart. Save me, reset button, save me. What was the Donald Duck game where he wasn't named in the title? Quackshot. Well, there was also Maui Mallard. Like, Donald Duck is Maui Mallard and Cold Shadow, something like that. It's really kind of crazy title. Yeah, Maui, so it's Donald Duck. Let me pull up the box art exactly. Yeah, Maui Mallard and Cold Shadow, which is Donald Duck playing a Magnum PI type character who magically transforms into a ninja at some points. I remember it having really kind of weird controls. There's a story mode. Oh, this is great. Pepsi! Downtown Tokyo. I'm checking out all the local sites on the day of my all-star charity game when... That doesn't look like Tokyo, trust me. That looks like you've wandered into Chinatown somewhere. I stumbled upon a small kung fu dojo with an old man inside. Pepsi again. Keep getting the urge to drink Pepsi for some reason. Greetings, big warrior. Yeah, you are the one from the stars, I presume. I thought I'd never live to see the day. I'm an all-star, if that's what you mean. We have a game tonight. Would you like to come? It's going to be quite a battle, even though it's for charity. Also, it's really convenient. You speak full English, you know, complete fluent English. In a Chinese store in Japan. Oh no, young warrior. I'm too old to be fighting, but I wish you well. You must hurry now if you're to save the little boy Nizu. That is, if you really are the magic one? No, that's Magic Johnson. Not sure what you mean. I'm just sightseeing before my game. What are you talking about? Yeah, there's like, it's all the same, right? No time to explain. Go through this portal, find Nizu, and save him before it's too late. Or Nizu, or whatever. Gesundheit. Yes. Shaq enters the second world. Yeah, so we have first world and third world countries. So where's the second world? You're looking at it right here. Where am I? Shaq runs around the world. Probably wherever he was in the early 90s. What's up, Catwoman? Can you tell me about the little boy? My name is Kaori. I'm gonna do some serious damage to your body. Well, at least she tells you up front, you know? Shaq Fu! There is some kind of, like, method to do moves, and I can't remember what it is. Which doesn't really matter, because, I mean, the moves in this game are hard to pull off to begin with. Now, the ultimate game for, like, celebrity and basketball is Michael Jordan in the Windy City, where you're just, like, running around and, like, you have infinite supply of basketballs you just hurl at everybody. Kind of. It was even before that. Go home, I'll beat you one-on-one every time. Down 4... A or B. Yeah. Goodbye, Shaq Fu. You're going back to the shelves or you'll never bother me again. Until the next time I do something as dumb as let everybody pick a game. And then you'll be back. Alright. That sounds like a problem. Open a browser based on one you're programming through Visual Studio. Reset the debugging session. Closes any window. Oof. Is it working? No, it's not. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these games, even though they're sitting there like mostly protected, they still kind of get screwed up, unfortunately. It's just the way it goes. I don't have protectors for everything. It's like way back in the day when the Super Nintendo was a thing, you'd buy a game and it'd actually come with like a little protector that would sit on the bottom of it, help keep dust and dirt out and everything else, and stop the pins from corroding and so forth. And I have a handful of those still with my collection. But I have them currently sitting on like my most expensive games, like Super Mario RPG, Chrono Trigger, Mega Man X2, because it's like those ones you really want to protect. So like just about everything else I hear pulling out, haven't played these in a while, the physical versions, pretty much having to clean with rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. There we go. Blizzard! Before they made a little game called Warcraft. The man with the infinite shotgun. Okay, delete again. There we go. Now we're synced up. Sarlacc's Keep, deep in the heart of Toll. Those words aren't real, I just made them up. A death metal album was hanging out one day. Album cover, just hanging around, looking at things. At Stonefist, 20 bands battle to the death. This is where most of the game went, was the animations for these parts. Good luck, I'm sending you to an alternate realm. So, if you ever want to have, like, listen to a crazy story about game development and, like, porting PC games to the Super Nintendo and stuff, check out this link. That's from a lady called Becky Berger. And she programmed a lot of games for a lot of different systems, like 3DO, Super Nintendo. She was actually the one who ported Out of This World to the Super Nintendo. And that's what the link's about, basically getting that done. Because she also did it to the Apple II GS, which were two things that were not supposed to be able to do it. And she figured out a way how to program it and get it to run on those systems. But originally, like, Out of This World was supposed to run on a Super FX chip. And then the Interplay was the group who made the game and it, you know, put it out. They just kept getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So that makes you wonder, like, you have a game like this. This runs pretty well already. But then it makes me wonder about, like, Flashback, because that ran terribly. Like, what could have done if it had been running on an FX chip instead? Yep, just shoots backwards. It's like, yeah, the notebook. I don't care what's back there. It was weird, because it'll do it now. If I face this direction, it won't do it. Go figure. Also, the fact, like, you're here to save everybody. Are you the chosen one? Yes, I am. Would you like to see my shotgun? It's very good. Running. Yeah, that's good. I was like, I remember, like, first time I shot the guy, I'm like, oh, was I not supposed to do that? It's like, all these people here are just being tortured. That's not comfortable to have your arms like that constantly. You can asphyxiate yourself too, just even being like in this position for long enough. And you just don't help anybody. You're just like, wow, sucks to be you. Bye. Give him the no look. Well, look at it this way. It's like, it's too much work to try to free him, you know. I could have just cut down the chains, but it just takes time. I don't know if I want to make that an investment, that kind of investment, you know. Thank you, friend. You are a friend indeed. A friend with weed is better. Remember that next time. 420. It's also the lyrics to a Placebo song. A friend in need's a friend indeed. A friend with weed is better. Stand up, please. I gotta remember the controls. It's a little... It takes a little bit of getting used to. I think there's something down here. I'm going to risk it. Nope, you have an infinite shotgun. You actually get an upgrade too, like when you get past this beginning part. A couple of sections in later, it actually upgrades it so you can actually shoot faster. So right now it's kind of slow and clunky, but it gets an upgrade. Have I seen the task for this? I have not. The task for this would be really interesting to see. Better to avoid them than to be nimble. Okay. That killed the guy in the other room, I should point out. That bomb that was meant for me went into the other room and killed the other person hanging there. See, he's dead. He's actually blown to pieces now. Wow. I'm doing so good saving everybody right now. It's impressive. I am the best person ever for this job. Well, it's not my fault that they think that I'm their savior for some weird reason. Just some guy who's been living on Earth. Watched a couple too many Rambo movies. And magically has a shotgun that never runs out of ammo for some reason. Well, the problem is with this game, you fall, you do take fall damage, and after a certain height, it just automatically kills you like Prince of Persia, so... I don't know how much you'd be able to really abuse it. So, he had a bomb, he could have killed that guy the entire time, he could have kickstarted the entire revolution. He's standing there electrocuting the ground instead. And this guy could have escaped the guard. My people are terrible. Yeah, so like this. Okay, so yeah, so you can fall from higher, you'll just take damage. But I'm pretty sure at a certain point, just depending on like how many screens it is, it'll straight off kill you. So like one screen down, you can seem to survive. But if it's more than that, it's just instant death. I remember they did port this to other systems. I think the best version that you could get at home was for the 32X. But escape, blow out the power generator with this bomb. Okay, your hands are both tied. How did you give me a bomb? Yep, the Sega 32X. I actually have one of those things. My scummy ex-landlord gave it to me. Oh no, he would totally agree that 32X is terrible. But it did have some decent games. Few and far between. But Blackthorne was pretty good. Slip something into his rations. He's out cold. Then I had my way with him. So my people truly are monsters. Yeah, exactly. You don't kill people like that. I mean, that's something you would never do in Oddworld. Man. Yep, now we're back to it. Like I said, it's really bizarre, so... I wonder if streaming through Elgato software itself will fix it up or not. Something I'll have to tweet at Mike Chi about, which he famously doesn't really respond to most of his tweets. So he put out a video, he's like, hey, here's Chrono Trigger. He put it out like last month. Here's Chrono Trigger running on the new revision of the Retro Tinks. And it works great. It's running through an Elgato software. I'm like, okay, did you solve the problem with Elgato software having a delay? He's like, no, I'm just running it through OBS instead. It's like, dude, you're the guy who programs and makes these things. Fix it. Find out why. People use Elgatos. It's kind of popular. It's kind of a really good capture card. Everybody get that password? Good. He was gonna tell me to look out for this thing. So that one's not on me, that's the bad guys doing it. Oh, I could steal a levitator. Yes, if only you could. Yeah, OBS is really annoying, but like I said, for whatever reason, RetroTinks going through an Elgato causes delay. If you put it up to a TV, it's fine. I mean, I've run this through the TV, like my old versions before, and it ran no problem. And, you know, it still had the audio pops and clicks that the old versions had the problems with. Which, if you want to solve that in the new ones, you have to jam in the power as hard as you can into this, which is not good. That's another defect, but, yeah, you play through the TV, there's no delay or anything, but, like, on Elgato software or capture devices, it starts getting a delay to it. It's really weird. Like, right now, it's actually delaying, but if you switch through all the inputs, now it's perfectly where it's supposed to be. It's like a time-based thing, apparently. It just keeps going. Like, the longer it's on, the more out of sync it becomes. Fall down the hole! Splat. So yeah, so more than one screen will kill you. Do people use XSplit? Some do. I do not, because you have to pay for it. It is a monthly subscription service, whereas OBS is free. I still hate OBS. It's become more stable with the studio version. I'm using 23.1.0. I don't think there's any other updates for it right now. Let's check. Nope. Actually, it's saying that I'm outputting, so I can't check, but I think it's the most recent one. But yeah, XSplit's like, I think, I want to say like $6 or $7 a month or something like that. You can buy like a year plan. It's been a while since I looked into it. And when I first started looking at streaming, I was not that impressed with it because they couldn't do, at the time, they couldn't do 60 frames per second. It was like locked 30. I'm like, I want to be able to stream 1080p or 720p 60, and they're like, nope, 30. I'm like, well, screw that. Take this potion. Thanks, friend. Or is it fiend? I don't trust anybody. They're all gonna betray me. It's gonna be like Game of Thrones. Even though I've never seen that show, it's gonna be like Game of Thrones. That guy's fine, he's just taking a nap. Nobody dies in this game, they're all just taking naps. That guy here, Skeleton George, you know, Skeleton Bob here, he's fine. Okay, so I wonder if this will reset. It does! Well, so yeah, so the video I posted there earlier of Becky Berger, like I said, really, really fascinating to watch and listen to as well. And definitely check out her one on programming Doom for the 3DO. That is, like, that's just mind-blowing. Like, the people who got the, like, you know, they're like, hey, we're going to put it on 3DO, we're going to have new weapons and everything else. And she's like, great, I need the source code. Like, go buy the game. She's like, no, I need the source code from id Software, the people who made the game, so that way I can see what they did and work on porting it over. Like, just buy the game. That's all you need is the game. So, like, I'll get you the source code. So I sent her, like, a copy of the game. She's like, I need the code. This is final stuff. I need the actual code for it. They didn't have it. And it just, like, it kept going on and crazier things and stuff like that, too. She's like, okay, well, where's all my assets and stuff that I need for, like, weapons and everything? They're like, here's a screenshot, just pull it off of that. It was like, people like who wanted the port of Doom had no idea how video games worked, how they were made, anything. It was amazing to listen to the story. It was like total ineptitude, and it's just amazing to listen to her story about how it all went down. I'll see if I can beat the guy to the draw or not. See if this guy has anything for me before he dies. Nope. He's a good meat shield, though. Good job, meat shield. That was your destiny in life. You had no dialogue, could not be talked to. Do I have heal potion, hover bombs, more heal potions? Have a bomb! If only I could escape. There's nobody watching you here. There was nobody on this ground level. You could have left. My people are dumb. And for anybody who may be lurking out there, by all means, you can go through, take a look to see what I have for Super Nintendo and Super Famicom, and pick a game for me to play next. And my only restriction on it is everything but Super Scope 6, and possibly Mario and Wario, because that's in a kind of delicate box. Although it's really weird because it came out in Japan, it's 100% in English. And they said for a while like they were going to actually bring out the game, but they never did. It was kind of this weird thing. People were like, okay, well, what happened? because the game, even in Japan, was 100% in English. There's a story mode. It's all there. It's actually a mouse game, but it's like they just never brought it out. They canceled it for some reason. Let's see what's over here. Hits you, laughs, and he dies. Someday our people will be free. I agree. Oh, you survive. Except for your sound annoys me. Alright, so now I need to fly up our little bee friend all the way up there and hopefully not screw it up. If only, like, dodging in a gunfight was that easy. Just, like, stand still. Just turn sideways. You magically dodge all bullets. Life or death? Life or death? Yeah, it did not go well. I tried to run and did not get it pulled off. Let's try it again. There we go. Free from the duties of the storeroom. This is a storeroom? That's very inconvenient to get to. That is not a very convenient store. That is an inconvenient store. Yeah, sure, I want some Doritos, but first I need to make this, like, 12-foot leap of faith. Hopefully I don't fall down and break my legs and be in an even worse situation. Like, have them be out of Cool Ranch Doritos. I mean, that'd just be the worst. Still sleeping? Alright, good. Have I had Takis? Yes, I have. The ones I have, like, the only ones you can get here in Erie are the El Fuego ones, the fire ones, and they just seemed, like, super salty to me. They weren't too bad, but, I mean, they were, like, really salty. They're not too bad. Bridge keys already selected. Okay, lag's not too bad for audio. Take this potion to aid you. Thank you, friend. Oh god, I'm getting like B. Arthur flashbacks to the Star Wars Holiday Special. Goodbye, friends. Yes, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you are a special individual. Never see the Star Wars Holiday Special. But it does prove how evil the Empire is, because they cut in and tell everybody in the entire Empire that you have to watch B. Arthur. They're like, attention! Required viewing for all citizens of the Empire! And then they go to B. Arthur and Tatooine, and she has to sing and close down her bar and kick everybody out because the Empire said that she can't run it open anymore. But they're videotaping her doing it. That is pure evil. Fuego. Nope, don't have those here, unfortunately. But you can get the I'm trying to think what it is, like the Carolina Reaper chips. We have those bad boys. Yeah, like even like the Star Wars Holiday Special, I encourage you, if you've never seen it before, see the Rift Tracks version of it. It makes it so much better. But T. Wallace, if you've never seen the Star Wars Holiday Special, none of it is good. None of it. There is no redeeming capabilities of that. Back when I worked at Walmart, I was back in electronics and cell phones, because I had a previous job being a supervisor for Verizon Wireless. So they're like, hey, you already know about cell phones. You're our go-to guy and you're department manager. Perfect. So my Altel rep, back when Altel was the thing before Verizon bought them out and got their network, he would come in and we would talk about the Star Wars Holiday Special, and people, like customers, would overhear us, stop and ask us, like, are you talking about some kind of weird fan fiction? We're like, no, this actually happened. This is the result of George Lucas being coked up on a bunch of stuff in the 70s, and, yeah. That's not the one I wanted to use. There, that's the one I was looking for. So yeah, we would talk about like B. Arthur closing the bar, and the entire thing about like, here's how you put together this radio, and it goes on for like 6 minutes with Harvey Korman stuttering like a robot. There's a cooking segment. There's a weird part where Chewbacca's father is getting off to a human in the middle of the living room in front of everybody, who apparently he finds humans sexy. It's just, it's special. WJTV. Yeah, so this is like B. Arthur, like, not Golden Girls funny. This is like, can B. Arthur sing? Hell if I know. We're gonna have her do it anyway. And like Harvey Korman, yeah, I think it's Harvey Korman, the guy's name. He's like in every single skit. The only like quote-unquote redeeming factor of like the Star Wars Holiday Special is that you get to see Boba Fett for the first time, who in my opinion anyway is a highly overrated character who did nothing. But he's like, hello friend, I am friend, let's go to over here friend, friend, enemy no friend. And like the animation quality is just like highly dubious. I have no idea what that spider thing is, but I have a feeling it's going to be horribly bad for me. Let's do it. Yeah! Let's see here. So, oh, by the way, the Star Wars Holiday Special also has an introduction of Chewbacca's family for Life Day, which is like Christmas, but it's called Life Day because I don't know why. And they're all yelling at each other for 5 minutes with no subtitles at all. So Wookiees screaming at the top of their lungs for 5 minutes, no subtitles, you don't know what's going on. It's amazing. Yeah, if you ever get the urge for whatever reason, if you're a B. Arthur fan, you're thinking, oh, this will be great. Yeah, if you've never seen it before, just check that out. Change your mind. I am not held responsible for any type of emotional trauma that this may cause you. But I will, however, find it extremely hilarious. I'm so hungry. Here, you can eat lead! I am so smart. S, M, or T. He's working in the mines. How do you know who you are? Thank you, take this key. Thank you, friend. You must be the chosen one. Take this potion. Yeah. So I'm just some guy. I'm like, they don't even know who I am. Okay, you moved. You get to live. And there we go. Alright. Right into the bomb. I am a very, very smart man. That is a ladder skip. I meant to do that. It's a pro speedrunning strats of this game, which I don't know if anybody speedruns it. Very, very tricky to do, because you're committed, like kind of like Prince of Persia, like committed to grid movement. You press forward, you are going to be walking a certain space forward. Feasel was trying to get it about 2 years ago. Yeah, it's like I've heard of Feasel, but I'm like, man, what happened to him? Yeah, he's been at GDQs like you said, but it's like just doesn't speedrun. Yep, sucks to be you. I stole it. It's mine now. That's actually a really good song that just popped in my head. Sucks to Be You, by a group called Prozac. I remember they used to be called Prozac. They might have changed their name. So I remember they had like some kind of thing like, well, you can't be Prozac because it sounds too much like the drug, even though it's spelled different. And then they changed their name around and everything else. It's like, okay, but yeah, this was one of those things like we're waiting for like the album to come out back in the day, because back in the day is the most common phrase that I utter apparently, and never did. We're like, what happened to the band? And there was legal disputes and about the names and licensing rights because it's a European band and then putting out here in the States. So their music videos came out and they got some airplay in some stations, but it just like the CD never materialized. It's like, oh, if I screw this up, I'm gonna die from this jump. You guys know you're free, right? Yeah, I just really love working here, you know. Good talk. Good talk. Or travels faster your deeds to defeat Sarlacc and slaughtering my many companions. Take this! Stolen from a guard, it's more powerful than what you're carrying. I'll remember those that helped in Sarlacc's defeat. Farewell. Thank you for the sweet shotgun upgrade. Yeah, baby. The thing is, like, you take them to the exit, And it's like, they just don't know. It's like, oh man, if all I can escape if the guard was dead. And then, like, you kill the guard, they're like, oh man, I don't know, I mean, I got a timeshare here, and you just can't break those things. I mean, they last for a long time. It's a commitment that I'm just not ready for. I'll just keep here and hanging around or electrocuting the ground. Yeah! New improved shotgun. So much better. Eat lead! Yes, I used that joke before. I don't care. Oh, and I'm dead. Oh, bummer. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't tell me that anymore. Okay, so hang tight. Yes, Nimix comes prepared. Alright, Geeks audio is off. We're not going to play Sucks to You. It sucks to be you because you people are all awesome. However, I will play some awesome, amazing F-Zero soundtrack for you in just a second. So I need to take a quick break, and I'll be right back in a couple of moments. Hang tight. I am back. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Edward told me I made a new discovery when I tested F-Zero. Whoa, really? No idea, nothing had been done before silence. Jumping a large segment of the track near the end, the only ramp? What? Okay. Had no idea that nothing had been done before with silence. Really, they hadn't done anything? I mean, I could have sworn... Don't most people try to do it? I mean, because I played F-Zero to death way back when it was new. So it's like, I just remember every single time, like, there was a couple spots that could do it. Yeah, if you have like a time link or something there, that'd be really great, because we'll take a look on that on stream, definitely. Alright, let me write down my password for Blackthorne, because now I have the awesome ability to stream actual stuff. WJTV, we'll put that there, save down the password. I can come back and play Blackthorne again on the actual hardware. Yeah! So I know there's a couple different places in, like I said, in F-Zero, you can just like make a couple crazy jumps. But you could do that anyway, but it's like, if you have the ability to do it in a task, like, you know, or if there's a jump built in already, why wouldn't you go for it? Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so we're all gonna take a look at this bad boy right here. Give me a second, we're going to put on desktop. Go. 4K. Now that's going to kill everything. Let's do 720p. There we go. Oh, I love cutting those corners so clean. Yeah, so like no one attempted that, really? Yeah. I mean, so I was just expecting it to happen the first track, but I've actually done that before. It's like I pulled it off like 1 or 2 times. I'm just surprised nobody but you apparently thought of it. I think there's another place. I can't remember the track name. I think there's another place you can do it as well. There should be multiple. I think there's one other track you can do a shortcut like that. I'm thinking, like I said, but I'm trying to remember like 25 plus years ago, doing crazy stuff. But yeah, I mean, I could swear I've done that at least once or twice and then, like, boff the rest, because it's like, you have to land it, like, just perfectly. But of course, you know, tasking it out, you can do it all there. It's yeah, exactly, it's sub-pixel perfect. But yeah, you have to hit the speed boost on it, and you have to get it just right, and I remember, like, landing it, like, maybe, like, 1 out of, like, 20. It was like, oh my god! And that's before we do about things like pixels and everything else there, but yeah. It's not humanly possible. Oh, it can be done. It can be done. Like I said, it's like I didn't do it all the time. But it's like I remember pulling off 1 or 2. Maybe that wasn't the one, but I remember at least one track in F-Zero being able to pull it off, like some crazy jump like that, and just having it barely squeak by. Now I can sit there and play the entire stupid thing again. All right, so people complain about Dark Souls. Oh, if only they knew, and if only the game would turn on correctly when I put it into my Super Nintendo. Yeah, people complain about Dark Souls. They've never played this game, apparently. This is the original Dark Souls game, let me tell you. This game is stupidly hard. Yet my brother and I could both beat it on Jedi. We were both like doing speedrunning before speedrunning was actually a thing. So it's brave, so it's easy, brave, Jedi. Jedi is the hardest. My brother and I could beat the game. I want to say, I mean, like I said, we're like speedrunning, quote unquote. I think we could beat the game in probably about 2 hours on Jedi. I mean, we just go ripping through it, but now, of course, people can do it way faster than that and make us look like chumps back in, like, from 1993, but... Yeah, this game is absolutely insane, but there's actually a code that I've pulled it up and looked for it multiple times, and I don't think anybody's ever found it, but I know it, to screw with the opening credits. I don't know, I've never posted it online, and you can't find it anywhere. Like, I've pulled up official ones here, it's not in it. It's like, oh, here's infinite thermal bombs, and, you know, force powers, and skip to Vader, and everything else, but nobody knows this particular thing to mess with the credits. And I'll do it right now. I just put in the code. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we're going to have some fun. And it also works on Return of the Jedi as well. Nope. Okay, perfect. Just like that, perfect. Nope, a little more. No, we'll just keep spinning it. Keep spinning. Nope. Did you see that? No? Okay, we'll back it up a little slower. Oh look, the Star Wars logo's back. Goodbye. Oh, there it is. And it loops around. Come back. Alright, there. Now, perfect. See, now we're reading it the best way it needs to be. Oh, it's on timer though. And barrel rolls or aileron rolls, I don't care. And sadly, that's the interactive. That's the only part you can really do it. It is a very simple code, and I've just waited to see like if it's ever popped up online, and no one's ever figured it out. It cracks me up. So it also works in Jedi, but it's the best here in this game. But yeah, this is Dark Souls for anybody who's... This is Dark Souls of Super Nintendo. I mean, the entire meme is like worn out, like, oh, you know, this is the Dark Souls of X. It's like, this makes Dark Souls look easy. You take so much damage in this game, everything just straight up tries to murder you. I mean, I can see why Luke got his butt kicked. It was like, I don't remember Tatooine being, or not Tatooine, but Hoth being this hostile to people. No, yep, you can still do it here too. Echo, come in. Meteorite to hit the ground nearby. Check it out, won't take long. What? I didn't hear that. Oh, sorry. Echo 3 to Echo Base, come in. Just a meteorite to hit the ground near here. Now, we'd also, my brother and I, like I said, we would also have fun with this game too, like, with like the Game Genie codes, which I actually have a Game Genie. I could bust it out and get some codes going. Infinite thermal detonators. That just kills everything on the screen. You get an infinite amount of the code with it, so... Yeah, enemies constantly respawn. You have a crummy blaster to start with. And if you die, you lose all your power-ups, like all your sword power-ups, or not your sword, but like your blaster power-ups. And they are things you will miss. Think there's something down here? No, it's a death. Okay. Come closer, I want to hit them with my sword and fail miserably. I mean, you'd have to find something really crazy you didn't find before, and you've already picked that game to death. I mean, I'm not really sure what you'd be able to find after it, really. I mean, because, I mean, before, from my limited understanding of tassing, weren't you already looking at things like RAM registers and stuff? Because, I mean, you were kind of looking for things to begin with, like they were kind of out of the ordinary. I'm just, like, looking around for certain things, like, because I remember there was, like, hidden platforms. I just don't remember exactly where in this game. This impossible game. I don't know how I did this as a kid. I'm not seriously trying right now, but it's like... I guess, like, when it's like you have very few games, this is like, alright, cool, let's do it. Well, actually, my neighbor, like, the same way I had Bomberman, actually had this before I did. So I borrowed it from him and played it. We're like, dude, this game's awesome. And my parents are like, well, we'll buy it for you. And it's like, wow, this game is stupidly hard. Okay, I guess it's not this one, but there's certain ones here, like, you just have constantly respawning, like, gun pickups. Flipping and dipping to safety. I think it's down here? Yep, there it is. And the game won't let me down there. Good job, game. Ah, boo. You get a boo for that joke. It's like, wow, it's being really nice. Like, it hasn't spawned hardly any enemies for me now. Okay, so this is just first blaster power up. The second one gets really good. That's where you get, like, you start getting, like, homing shots. That makes it really good. I think I'm almost to the first cave now. This bridge keeps collapsing. By the way, these slopes all have ice physics too, because the game's just not hard enough as it is. There it is. Alright. Enter the Cave of Wonders! Now, there are certain thermal vents around here that I can't remember exactly what picks you up. I think it's the next one over. There we go. we all remember that part in Star Wars where Luke was just flipping around like crazy. Yeah, seeker shot. No, don't bring me up there again. No, it's just weird stuff happening. Don't fall off. This is another part that's supposed to be pulling me up. It's not. There we go. Okay, dude. Get a shield. Surprised I remember all these secrets here. It's like after all these years. Okay. And of course, the Mega Man rule where all the enemies will respawn. No! Way back down. Please, sir, it's cold outside. Oh yeah, like I said, I used to actually be able to beat this game once upon a time, so I kind of remember what's coming up, and I just remember that everything just kills you instantly, you know, and screws around with you, like right now I'm about to die. So I'm gonna lose this awesome Heat Seeker power-up that I really want to keep, because then it puts you back to your crappy blaster. Health, health. Oh! Put me into the wall. Yeah, a task of this game would be interesting. I mean, this is like be a great game for it. By far. Oh yeah, baby. The ion. Yeah. You can wreck stuff with this if you don't get wrecked first. And then after this is Plasma, which is like the biggest, most powerful version of the gun. This is like super rapid fire. Oh, just in time for the boss. Because we all remember this part from Empire. I mean, I remember this as a kid going, oh my gosh, is Luke gonna survive this fight with this big giant whatever this is? I was legitimately concerned. And boss fights take forever. Yeah! Got past the stage, which is rare. I don't think most people even get this far. And look! Oh, I'm outside again. I get to do this again. Isn't this great? Just need that plasma one. Like, well, unfortunately you can't, but it makes you, makes you do it. The Cave of Wonders, as in you wonder why you went in there. That makes you do it for, like, no reason. It's like, here you go. Just a short little segment from go to one cave to another. Thought that there was a blaster around here, so I just want to get that plasma upgrade. Oh, instant death spikes. And look at this, I am back to crappy blaster now. So apparently, like, Luke has his, like, lightsaber set to, like, moderately annoy, because instead of just, like, instantly killing everything, it's just like, well, let's smack him around a little bit. You don't want old Ben to get mad, you know, misusing the lightsaber. I wonder, I mean, it's like, most people I don't think even get as far as I'm at right now, to be honest. I mean, like I said, this game is legitimately difficult as hell. There we go. Now it pulled me up. Still crummy blaster. Lion King, actually, I don't get why people say it's hard. It's like, it's the hardest game they've ever played. I'm like, you haven't played this game. Two, it's not that bad, to be honest. I mean, it's really not that bad of a game. It's just that, like, I think most people, like, were expecting, like, this easy kid game, which, I mean, it's the Lion King, you would expect it to be an easy kid game, and it's not. But it's not something you can, like, a lot of people were able to just kind of, like, pick up and like, beat one. You know, like, just beat, like, in one rental type deal. This was, like, even for me, for, like, Lion King, I had to, like, it took, like, 2 or 3 rentals to kind of beat everything. Right. Yeah, Aladdin's very easy. Super Nintendo, a lot. Oh yeah. Even Sega Genesis isn't too bad. I mean, there's a couple spots where, like, the Cave of Wonders gets really wonky with its physics, which can kill you at a jump. But that's, like, the only problem I have with, like, the Genesis version would be Cave of Wonders, really. And then, like, Super Nintendo is just a kind of laid-back platformer. It's pretty good, though. I've heard people, like, it's not that good of a game. It's like, it's a pretty good game. You just... But they went and played, like, the Genesis version first, so they're kind of comparing it to that, because usually they'll hear, like, well, you didn't have, like, you know, a sword. It's like, it's not that type of game. It was just made by different companies. Is he yelling Yoda? Yoda, Yoda. And dead, DED. Alright, so let's try a cheat real quick. Let's see. Ah, screwed it up. Nope. Wow, the credits are amazing! See if that did anything at all. All right. Nope. Why would they lie to me? Why would GameFAQs of all places lie to me? I don't understand it. I thought they were the most reputable place online for video games and cheats, and nothing would ever be incorrect. That just doesn't make sense. Let's see. Here it is. Alright, last game of the evening. Surprisingly, no imports were played. I figured maybe at least somebody would have picked an like a Super Famicom game at some point. Just didn't happen. And then chucks them off the cliff. Okay, roar, jump. Wow, the sound is way off for this. Hold on. There we go. Okay, it's back.
It starts.
Got that. If you do, you can run and roll. It only works on porcupines. If you try to do it on these guys, you eat it. Upside down shoe print. Because the timpani drowns. Yeah, little known fact that when cats are actually hunting and lions, when they hit their prey, it actually makes the sound of a timpani drum. Very, very few people know this. Okay, I can't quite get that just yet. Oh. There we go. Now I have a bigger roar. life.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
What about that shadow part over there?
What did I just say, you little idiot?
Now this is where a lot of people had problems. Trying to figure out how to do this level, this puzzle. Really? Yeah, a lot of people get stuck here. Now, at first, I was stuck on the ostrich part because we didn't know, because we didn't have the manual when we first rented this before I actually bought it. So we didn't know there's a double jump. So we were trying to like thread the needle like on these parts where you're supposed to be doing a double jump to get past stuff. So like we would hit it like maybe like 1 out of 20, 1 out of 30 times. Yeah, like that. We're like, we didn't know you could. Oops, we didn't know like you could double jump. So like, there was Lion King, which a lot of people like, you know, especially for like the animation and stuff. And then like Virgin Animation or Virgin Game Studios was like, okay, cool, let's do another game kind of like this, super animated. And they made Jungle Book, and just wasn't fun in my opinion. Yeah, I think after this is like the Boneyard. That gives a lot of people trouble too. Like I said, most of this game gives a lot of people trouble. Oh man, the waterfall is brutal. I think I've seen the tasks of this. The tasks of this game like really... gosh. The timing on this is really tricky, but... Yeah, the waterfall climb is brutal, but like the task of this is pretty impressive because you see them doing all sorts of crazy skips. You know, like pulling enemies through. Basically, like, okay, like, especially when you're adult, Simba. Good job, Hitbox.
The king has returned.
Like, you know, like, okay, an enemy's spawning out there, and like, you'll do a grab move, and you'll pull yourself through the barrier and just keep going. Stuff like that's really cool. Or cool, as Simba likes to yell. And I don't know why, but they're remaking this movie in CGI. Just, I don't know why they're doing it. Same thing like Aladdin, things that don't need to be done. I don't know, Disney movies always seemed highly questionable. First off, this movie, Lion King, is, it's been done before. It's called Kimba the White Lion. It was done in, like, the 50s and 60s? By Tezuka, I think it was. And, no, actually, no, it wasn't Tezuka, but yeah, it's Kimba the White Lion. And he's got an evil uncle who's got a scar on the eye, and tries to have him killed, and banishes him from the rest of the tribe there. And he meets two friends, who one of them's a warthog. It's literally like Lion King. Disney said, "Hey, it's a Japanese property. Let's just rip it off. Nobody will know. Americans are dumb." And that's pretty much exactly what happened. It's literally Kimba the White Lion. Somebody put out a YouTube video showing like all the direct comparisons between Kimba the White Lion and like the Lion King. And it's like 8 minutes of shots. I mean, shots were just recreated exactly from Kimba. It was shocking to see how much of it was actually done. Hands are getting real stiff from playing. Okay, so it's actually kind of short. There we go. I was thinking it was like a longer arc in the air, but you don't stay in the air too long, so that's what was throwing me off. And you got this little lovely part here where sometimes you grab the hitbox, sometimes it don't. Or sometimes it just throws you short. Oh no! I have failed Rafiki. I think it says his name, I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, here we go. So check out some of this nonsense. This is Ollie, or Alley Cat, person who did this. And they basically took shot comparisons, because I'm wrapping up the stream here just a second. They took shot comparisons between Kimba, the White Lion, and the Lion King. And you'll see exactly like how close this stuff is. It's pretty crazy. I'll only play about a minute of it. Okay, what's Tezuka? Like I said, it's just like astonishing. Like even they were going through and taking off like, well, let's just do concept art here and the exact same stuff. They just kept going through and just ripping everything off as fast as they could. It just keeps going and going and going. It's like, how is this allowed? Oh my goodness. Craziness, craziness, craziness. Okay, so one last insanity, because it has to be insanity as always. So yeah, so I mentioned like Disney movies always have like these questionable, you know, questionable like movies and stuff. Like you have Kimba, of course, you know, Lion King just ripped everything off from Japanese anime. Then you have Cinderella, which is the story of the prince who has a foot fetish that is just so severe that he cannot function at all. Yeah, and then there's also Aladdin, who is a pathological liar. And before I wrap this up, Film Cow did the absolute best video that I've ever seen on this entire topic. And like I said, Film Cow has done things like Charlie the Unicorn, Llamas with Hats, things of that nature. So one last video, and then we're going to end it for today. Make sure it's 720. Perfect. All right.
Oh, hey, look, it's a lamp. Sweet.
Blah, 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 blah. Hey, I'm a genie. You want to hear my Elvis impersonation?
Who?
He's a singer from like 1,000 years in the future.
Oh, no, I'd just like to do my wishes, please.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Well, like, the poverty in Agrabah is super bad. I run into starving children practically every day. Kids are getting their hands chopped off. Women are bought and sold. The government's run by people who are either idiots or evil, so...
Yeah, get rid of poverty and establish world peace and social equality. Anything else?
No, wait, hold on. I'm just thinking out loud. I want you to disguise me as a prince so I can trick the princess into sucking my dick.
Well, I've got some rules. I can't make people fall in love.
No love. I just want to lie as much as possible to convince her to sleep with me. I think she's like crazy shallow and won't give a shit unless I'm marching into the city surrounded by jewels and slaves.
Have you tried talking to her?
Yeah, no, we hung out, we talked, we had a good time. She was super into me.
So you don't think that she'll recognize you just being in a prince outfit?
No, I mean, I clearly don't have any respect for her intelligence, so I just like to deceive her and, Have her show me her boobs.
Man, all right. Hey, if I do all this, would you mind, like, I don't know, wishing for my freedom?
Maybe.
I mean, I am like a slave. You're a slave owner right now. The moral thing would be to free me right away.
Hey, you help me trick this chick into boning me, we'll
This whole
talk.
thing seems kind of fucked up.
Come on, it's not like I'm Jafar, who's using magic to deceive people in order to get what he wants. I'm using magic to trick a princess into taking off all her clothes, making me the rightful king of Agrabah.
I could also do a good Arnold Schwarzenegger. Pretty much only impersonations of people who don't exist yet.
That just cracks me up because it's just like so amazingly spot on. Alright, with that, we have reached the end of the stream, so thanks for hanging out, everybody. I do appreciate it. Of course, there was a Nimix who came by as well, you know, hang out in the chat, showing tasses, all sorts of cool stuff there. T. Wallace, Ronnie, and I think somebody else showed up here as well. I'm trying to remember, scrolling up through chat to see what's going on. T. Wallace, and of course, everybody who lurked. Lurkers are always awesome. If I missed anybody who said something in chat, I apologize, but it's all good. I tend to be streaming every day around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just type it into Google exactly as I put it in there, and it will tell you for wherever you are in the world. You can also check me out on Twitter if you feel like coming back. That's going to be at Wursel555. So if I need to like cancel for whatever reason, like tonight, something came at the last second where I had to push back the start of the stream by half an hour, I put it on Twitter. Other than that, I usually announce around 30 minutes or so ahead of time, or actually about 3 hours, I should say, not 30 minutes, but 3 hours or so, usually before the stream starts up, just so we can know what I'll be playing and what to expect. So tomorrow is Easter, and you know, happy Easter everybody who celebrates that. And I might be doing a Bayonetta 2 speedrun. I'm not quite sure. To see how it goes for it. And now that I have the Retro Tink, really want to do a real Sega Saturn stream. So that would be good too. So one final shout outs here before we go. Of course, thanks for Nimix for subscribing for 6 months. You're awesome. I appreciate it. The support too. And of course, Dental Plan. You followed me. Thank you. So thanks for hanging out. And hopefully see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.